Now, the king in chess may be the most important piece on the board,
Sure.
But this piece right here is equivalent to a rook, is more than likely one of the most expensive pieces in the history of the game. The London auction house Sotheby's sold this antique chess piece for $929,000 on Tuesday.
Wait, why is it so expensive?
You know, I think it's an antique, that's why. The Lewis Warder is considered one of the most famous chess pieces in the world.
Okay.
Only 93 pieces like this one have been found. According to Sotheby's, experts believe it was carved between the late 12th and early 13th centuries in Norway. An antiques dealer bought the medieval piece for $6 in Scotland in 1964 and kept it in a drawer for 55 years.
So it's really, really old. And
Really
it's one
old.
of the only ones that are that old.
You know, I didn't know chess originated in Norway. This piece was carved in Norway? But I had no idea.
You would think England. I don't know why, but I would have thought
Right.
somewhere in England. But it looks like Jabba the Hutt, doesn't it? You look
A
at
very
the photo
astute
again,
Jabba.
All right,
Yeah.
kids. Supply and demand.
right? If you have
That
the supply,
sets your price.
right? It's worth it. Someone's willing to pay for it, right?
Very low supply, very high demand, very high price.
Imagine finding something in grandma's cabinet that's worth a little under $1 million.
That you wouldn't know
incredible.
until you throw
Right.
it out at an auction. Speaking of supply and demand, there is a lot of supply for the guy who's preparing to defend his hot dog eating record in America right here. Joey Chestnut. Yeah, no kidding. This screams America, doesn't it? I mean, whether you agree with the hot dog eating
Is it
contest
good
or not.
or bad that it does?
scream
They don't do
America.
this in France. They don't do this in Australia. But Joey Chestnut, he's going to be coming in this morning. He weighs in at 224 pounds, and he'll be competing to be able to defend his title of eating 74 hot dogs at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating
Look at that
Contest today
smile.
in Coney Island, New York.
He's just so excited to eat those hot dogs.
I would love to know what he weighs after he gets done with all eating those hot dogs, right? 74 hot dogs, whatever they weigh per hot dog.
Now, I got a little bit of beef with him.
Huh?
But truthfully, a few years back, stood me up in Las Vegas.
You
was
guys
supposed
have a
to meet
date
us
scheduled?
out.
What are you doing?
He was supposed to meet us out for the live shot that morning.
Oh, I see.
So it was about, he
I
was
see.
in a competitive eating contest coming up a day or two after.
And he
Didn't
didn't
show.
show.
Didn't show.
No
Didn't
call,
call,
no show.
didn't
No
say
call, no
anything.
show.
So you and your crew are high and dry out there in Vegas.
So all
At least you're in
those
Vegas, Devin.
who's got Joey's number, and we see him today, you just let him know. We need to make up at some point.
Devin Lucy has a little bit of a beef.
Who knew you were all hot and spicy under the collar with Joey?
It's kosher beef, though.
Yeah.
It's all kosher. Okay,
There you
storms,
go.
though. We gotta talk it after National Days of obviously our 4th of July, Independence Day. Happy 4th.
Maybe you two can catch
pretty
up,
obvious.
Devin. Sorry, I'm a little late on the draw there.
Oh, jeez.
Keep going. My bad. My mistake. Keep going.
Okay, National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day, which is a little interesting to me.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it is good.
You'd think it would be like Hot Dog Day, right?
It should be National Hot Dog Day.
Or Apple Pie Day.
And if we're going to do ribs, more baby back ribs.
It's Caesar Salad Day?
And
really?
then see,
I mean, you gotta have a little green with your burgers,
yeah,
right?
but you should have the burger first. It should be the National Burger Day.
not potato salad, not National Macaroni Salad Day.
What about National Firework Day?
Well, it kind of is National Firework
Now
Day.
that I've been doing this here for-
unofficial, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it should
see,
be.
the running joke, Sarah, is that the national days of are always kind of on the wrong day. Right, so we have Caesar
Well, you can't
Salad
stack up
days.
too many things on the same day, right?
Yeah, you'll have Popsicle Day in December, right? Or something like the National Skiing Day
like
in July.
when's National Roman Day? Then it should be Caesar Salad Day. I mean,
Right, like shouldn't the Ides of March should be Caesar Salad Day, doesn't you think?
You'd think there was
March 11th,
some
I think.
irony
have to
implied
get
in these national
something
days.
together. I got to talk storm chances for your 4th we'll have coming up.
Now we got chalk traffic too. Give you a quick look outside. This is Clearfield, 7th South. Hey, okay out there today. We're back with more news after this.
I love my new Honda, and you'll love clearance pricing from your Utah Honda dealers' 4th of July sales event. Clearance pricing starts now on thousands of new Hondas. Civics, $189 a month. Accords, $249 a month. New all-wheel drive CRVs, only $259 a month. All with Honda's legendary resale value, advanced technology, and fuel economy. Honda is KBB's best value and overall brand. Clearance pricing starts now at the 4th of July sales event at your Utah Honda dealers.
Does Alzheimer's affect someone you know? PRA is conducting a clinical research study in adults diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Participants will need to have a caregiver assist them to all study appointments. Qualified participants and their caregivers may receive compensation between $2,775 and $3,675. Take part in future drug development. Call 801-719-5570 or visit us online at prastudies.com.
Did you know you can save money by using dish soap to clean grease on more than dishes? Try Dawn Ultra. Dawn is for more than just dishes. With 3 times more grease cleaning power per drop, it tackles tough grease on a variety of surfaces. Try Dawn Ultra.
Super Emma just about sleeps in her cape. But when we realized she was battling sensitive skin, we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It's gentle on her skin and dermatologist recommended. Tide Free and Gentle. Safe for skin with psoriasis and eczema.
It's time for Brewfest in Depot Square in Evanston, Wyoming, July 20th. Sample craft beer from the finest breweries while enjoying great food and live music. Start the day at 8 a.m. at the Evanston Car Show with professional race car driver Sarah Burgess signing autographs. Live band, tricked out motor vehicles. At 1 p.m., the fun continues with Brewfest at Depot Square with a live concert featuring natural causes. Enjoy delightful handcrafted brews from the best breweries in the West. Tickets $30 at the gate in historic Evanston, Wyoming.
The ant mindlessly marches on, carrying up to 50 times its body weight. It never questions the task at hand. But this year, there's a more thrilling path to follow.
Kids! Change your plans!
Defy the laws of human nature at the Summer of Audi sales event. Experience the all-new Q3 at your local Audi dealer.
Time now for your pinpoint weather forecast first on ABC4 News.
Good morning, Utah. Happy 4th of July on your Thursday Byrider downtown cam. There's a couple of clouds over the Oakers. We're now down to 60 in Salt Lake. A couple of 50s, though. Mid-50s, South Jordan and Sandy. Provo's down to 59 and Ogden just right around 60. Warm southern Utah's Moab to St. George 72 and 70, but back to Salt Lake City. We're down back up to 62 at 7, but highs only lower to mid-80s this afternoon. But it's the storm chance that could be biggest to your forecast plans today or outdoor plans in the forecast today. I'll let you know when and where those are most likely and what I mean and the chance some of those could be severe. All in Utah's most accurate forecast at the 6 o'clock hour of Good Morning Utah, starting right now.
Coming up this hour is the 4th of July, and that means fireworks and fire dangers. We share how to stay safe and avoid causing a wildfire.
And speaking of wildfires, another fire started yesterday in Spanish Fork Canyon. We'll have updates on all of the fires in the region.
Plus, we now know the identity of at least one man suspected of stabbing and killing a Salt Lake Maverick employee. Hear what we've learned about this case so far.
Live from Utah's first TV station, Good Morning Utah at 6 starts now.
Good morning, Utah. I'm Brian Carlson.
I'm Sarah Martin in for Emily Clark. It is 6:01. Firefighters across the state are asking people to use extreme caution as they light off fireworks today.
Yeah, firefighters say windy conditions could cause potential fires to spread. ABC4's Jason Wynn is live in our ABC4 backyard. And Jason, I know firefighters here have some real concerns.
Good morning, Brian. Yeah, the real concern lies with sparklers because they can burn up to 1,200 degrees, and the sparks, along with that metal, if it hits grass, can start a fire just like any other firework. Now, in the last 2 days, firefighters had to deal with more than 10 fires, including that one down in Draper, right by the Jordan River Parkway, and they say those fires are mostly related to fireworks. And because of the wind picking up later on today, firefighters would just like people to go to the main shows.
It does feel safer than trying to set them off ourselves.
We would just recommend people to wait for those storms to come through, let them pass through, and then enjoy their fireworks after that.
Now, because of the fireworks and sparklers, first responders say they see more injuries to the eyes, fingers, and toes on days like today. In fact, UFA says its crews see more than 1,000% increase in fire-related responses. Sarah and Brian, firefighters say that if you are caught setting fireworks off in a restricted area, they will impose fines, and those come with misdemeanor charges. I'm Jason Wynn, live in the backyard, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Jason. New overnight, a brush fire in Salt Lake City shut down part of the road at 7th South and 44th West. Firefighters quickly put that fire out. They say because of initial reports, they believe someone started this fire. Salt Lake firefighters there are staying on scene to confirm the cause. And we're tracking a new wildfire, this one burning in Spanish Fork Canyon just off Highway 6. It's called the Long Hollow Fire. It's already burned more than 30 acres of private and Forest Service land. Multiple fire engines are on scene, as well as a helicopter and the Alta Hotshots crew. Firefighters say they don't know exactly what caused this fire, but they can say it is human-caused.
Fireworks may be to blame for a brush fire yesterday morning in Holiday. We brought it to you as breaking news here on GMU. It broke out along the Wasatch Boulevard near the Old Mill Golf Course. The flames threatened nearby homes. Nearly 40 firefighters responded to the area, which they say is also a restricted area for fireworks. While they believe it was started by fireworks, the official cause remains under investigation. And in Beaver County, firefighters are battling flare-ups as they continue to work to contain the Skull Flat wildfire. You can see in these photos those unburned pockets of vegetation just light up. Despite those flare-ups, crews say they are making progress. The fire now 50% contained. Crews say that people in Beaver and the surrounding areas should expect to see smoke from the fire. It's now burned more than 1,500 acres.
A new overnight, a family is rescued from Utah Lake who got stranded for several hours. Crews say 4 adults and 1 child were fishing when a storm hit. It blew their boat into some rocks on Bird Island. The family spent hours trying to get their boat free before finally calling for help at 1 a.m. Rescue crews say one of the adults was taken to the hospital for hypothermia. And police arrest 2 people for a deadly stabbing outside a Salt Lake convenience store. One of those suspects is 21-year-old Tuka Gan. Police say he stabbed and killed a store clerk yesterday at the Maverick on 13th South and Main Street. Another man was also stabbed outside the store. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Police in Bluffdale are trying to catch a thief suspected of stealing $18,000 in tools and supplies. Surveillance images released yesterday captured the suspect entering a Bluffdale business back in May. They apparently targeted 2 separate buildings and their yards. The suspect is described as a white male in his mid-20s wearing all black with a dark baseball cap. If you have any information, call Bluffdale Police 801-254-2000.
A West Jordan motorcycle officer is recovering from a crash with an SUV. A witness tells ABC4 the officer and his partner were lane filtering at the intersection near 90th South and Bangerter Highway. They were riding between moving cars. One officer made it through that narrow gap, but the other didn't. We're told that officer has been released from the hospital. South Jordan police are handling the investigation.
In Weber County yesterday, 3 men were arrested in a sex trafficking sting. Detectives worked to identify and locate the victims of sex trafficking and those running the operation by setting up a local hotel. Ricky Davis, Sean Shelton, and Jose Roman were all arrested and booked into the Weber County Jail on solicitation of prostitution. If you or someone you know has been a victim of these crimes and needs help, please call 1-888-421-1100.
Midvale is the latest Utah city to urge a statewide ban on conversion therapy for LGBTQ youth. They followed the Salt Lake County Council's similar resolution made last week. Midvale unanimously passed this resolution last night in their city council meeting. The measure was sponsored by council members Dustin Gettle and Bryant Brown. They want to stop the practice, which researchers have deemed ineffective.
It's ineffective, it doesn't work, and it makes kids, especially youth, feel worthless. This is specifically for youth, and inherently youth can't vote, so they have no control of the political process.
Now, council members say they hope to send a message to state lawmakers who failed to ban the practice statewide last session.
Zion National Park is expecting 25,000 daily visitors over the 4-day weekend, and rangers are teaming up with law enforcement to crack down on drunk driving. Law enforcement will have expanded checkpoints and increased road patrols on a greater scale than they've ever had before. Rangers say if you're planning to drink, stay off the roads, use the shuttle, and assign designated drivers.
It's a time of year where a lot of people are you know, drinking maybe a little more than they should be, and it's just important for them to know to stay off the roads and keep it safe for everyone else.
Recently released federal statistics show drunk driving kills someone every 48 minutes.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement may be opening a new detention facility to house illegal immigrants in custody in Utah. However, the building could be in Wyoming. A Utah company plans to submit a proposal for a facility in Evanston, Wyoming, about 85 miles northeast of Salt Lake City. Well, ICE wants to build the facility within 90 miles of Salt Lake, so it fits the requirements. ICE plans to start accepting formal proposals July 17th.
If you're looking for a fun, free, and festive activity to do this weekend, Orem is the place. A collection of American historical artifacts will be on display at the Sarah Center starting today. The free event will display handwriting and signatures of some of America's greatest and most recognized names from the founding fathers and modern heroes like baseball great Babe Ruth, George Washington's wallet, and Muhammad Ali's boxing gloves. This free event lasts all weekend long from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And happening today, we're celebrating the 4th of July, and one place to ring in the 4th is the 61st Annual Parade in West Jordan. If you're going, look for our ABC4 News team. We'll be there walking down Redwood Road, celebrating with thousands of people expected to attend. The West Jordan Grand Parade starts at 10:30 and ends at noon along Redwood Road near 80th South. And also look for our news team in West Bountiful. We'll be live from the West Bountiful Independence Day Parade. These festivities start at 10:30 at 4th North and 2nd West. For a full list of 4th of July parades and activities across the state, go online to abc4.com and check out the list we put together. It'll make your celebration even easier.
Skiing in July sounds impossible, but in Utah you can. Today, Snowbird Ski Resort will be open for a few hours as it wraps up the season, all thanks to good weather with plenty of snow. Snowbird averages more than 500 inches of annual snowfall per year, but this winter the resort saw nearly 700 inches of snow. So if you want to enjoy a few last hours of summertime shred, you'll have to do it today on the Upper Mountain, 8 a.m. to noon.
The time now is 6:09. Coming up, Disney has found their Little Mermaid. See who's been cast to play Ariel in the live-action remake. And President Trump says his 4th of July celebration will be the most amazing show ever. However, some people are concerned about his salute to America.
We just spoke about skiing in Snowbird. Arapahoe Basin ski area is also open in Colorado, too. There's a look. Southern Utah University camp from Cedar City. Clear start, calm start. It's 58 in Cedar City. We got some warmer 70s in St. George. We got 60 in Salt Lake City, but we got some 50s showing from South Jordan and Sandy, and 55 to 56. So Salt Lake City today, expect a cooler 4th. From 60s this morning, we only go to 79 at noon, and we only top out lower to mid 80s this afternoon, but there's a chance of thunderstorms starting to move back into the forecast as well. Our weather ball's been Independence Day colored. It's for our 4th. That's when we've got a little different colorization going on. Could have had it blue with a little cooler weather too. Could have had it blinking red with possible severe weather ahead. I'll let you know when and where storms are most likely today and what could come with that risk of storms being possibly severe. It's all next in Utah's most accurate forecast.
Thanks, Devin. Let's take a look at our traffic here. We're looking at I-15 southbound at 700 South. Smooth sailing. This is the silver lining if you're having to head into work on Independence Day. Your time is 6:20. We'll be back after this.
The end of hunger and poverty starts here. Heifer International. Learn more at heifer.org.
We're live in the OR with a groundbreaking alternative to open heart surgery. The doctors today at 3 on ABC4 Utah.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Hospitals for Children. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. And we'll give your child a whole lot more than medical treatment. Shriners Hospitals for Children. The most amazing care anywhere.
It's easy to replace your tub or shower when you choose Bathfitter. Hi, I'm Bill Booman.
And I'm Rick Booman from Bathfitter. Bathfitter brings the showroom to your home and helps you choose the perfect tub or shower for you.
Installed in as little as 1 day by our Bathfitter team.
Bathfitter guarantees the best price and the best warranty.
From Logan to St. George, we serve all of Utah. Why call anyone else? You must call now for your free in-home estimate and receive up to $450 off. It's better with Bath Fitter.
For years, Jen was afraid of overpaying.
What if there's a better price?
Thankfully, she found Honey. Now, Honey always checks to see if there's a better deal for her automatically. Now, Jen is full of confidence.
We're being audited.
Yes! Sorry I'm late. I had a job interview. Nailed it!
Maybe too confident. Save time and money with Honey, the smart shopping assistant. Download it for free today.
Every night, we do our best to present the facts, cover events, and share your stories. Congratulations to our 10 p.m. news team for winning the Society of Professional Journalists Award for Utah's Best Newscast. Play championship golf in Mesquite, Nevada, and pay only what the locals pay to play. Become a member of our locals club at mesquitegolfpass.com.
You're watching Good Morning Utah.
Welcome back. I'm here with Devin Lucy in the Weather Center. 4th of July, a lot of us have the day off. Are we going to be able to enjoy it?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be one of the coolest 4ths we've had in some time. Anything outdoors is looking great. The exception will come. There's a storm chance that starts to move back into the outlook as well. These are going to be more isolated storms in nature. I don't think everybody's going to get one, but the storms that do arrive could pack a punch. We have some strong winds and maybe even some hail and lightning even within there. So for the golf forecast today, be aware of some of those storms. So you want to know where they're going to be. You don't want to take shelter underneath the tree. That's actually a big lightning rod, if you will. So there are golf forecasts teed up by Golf Mesquite, Nevada, and very nice morning. 63 by 8, 79 by noon. But this afternoon is where the storm chances start to creep back into the picture. Lower to mid-80s for high temperatures, and the wind's not that strong. Maybe a little bit of a breeze northwest at about 10 miles per hour. The golf forecast teed up by Golf Mesquite, Nevada. Baseball, fireworks night tonight for your 4th. Smith's Ballpark. We've got El Paso in town. First pitch at 82. There is a chance of storms, though. And then we're down into the 70s by the 7th inning stretch. If you missed the fireworks tonight, we've got them again Friday on tomorrow, even into Saturday's matchup, too. But tonight's the only chance that you got some storms coming in. So we do look at our Southern Utah University camera network. St. George, good morning, Washington County. Clear start to it and a mild start to it. I'll show you temperature there is right around 70. Byrider downtown Cam in Salt Lake City, good morning. Got a cloud or two above the Oakers, and that's the only thing I can see. Let's plan your day. Salt Lake City, 62 by 7, 79 by noon. We're looking for lower to mid-80s for those high temperatures here today, but a chance of storms comes back into the picture, and I'm going to show you in just a couple of minutes when and where those are most likely. Pools are going to be a popular spot today. It's a little bit cooler, but it's still warm. Mid-70s is some open there by about late morning, midday. 81 by 1. Chance of storms comes this afternoon and more clouds. That UV index still 9. That means the sun can do some damage in 15 to 20 minutes here today. That's still quite a bit that can be done. So make sure we're paying attention to which SPF we're using. SPF 30, SPF 60 means it's good for 30 minutes, 60 minutes. Cookouts, though, as we head through the afternoon to this evening, 83 is the top temp in Salt Lake today. Then we fall back to the 80s to upper 70s by 7. And there is a chance of thunderstorms all the way through the afternoon to evening time period. I don't think the winds are that strong, but it's all about those fireworks tonight. Provo, it's going to be a chance of storms I've added in for you now. 83 by 7, falls back to 78 to 72, so you're a little bit warmer south end of the Wasatch Front. Air quality has been good for most. Carbon County has been coming in at yellow and moderate, and there's an ozone day to be had, and maybe those that have one of those that a little bit of susceptibility to pollen from grass, you need to be aware today. 60, good morning, Ogden and Hill Air Force Base in Salt Lake. 55, West Valley, South Jordan. 56 to Sandy and Cottonwood Heights. 59 also to Provo and Tooele. 54 with 47, 63 Park City, Heber. 57 Logan, but take a look at 44 in Elko, and 68 to Moab, 58 Cedar City, and 70 in St. George. This little line, what's more cloud cover from Idaho, northwest Utah, northeast Nevada. Well, that's the edge of our storm that's nudging in some cooler air, and effectively you could call it a cold front. Still hot in southern Utah, upper 90s for highs in Moab and St. George, around 90 in Kanab, and highs lower 80s Cedar City. Highs to the 80s you went to Basin, upper 70s near 80 and towards southern Idaho from Ladd to Preston, high 70s southwest Wyoming. But it's all about the storm chances coming in and a little cooler air for some in northern Utah. So here's the storm likelihood today. Southwest Wyoming, a chance of storms by 1. We look at a chance of storms rolling off the Oakers by 2. could move in actually off the Tintix to the Oakers, coming into Utah Valley and maybe over Saratoga Springs by 2. Right through the Salt Lake Valley, though, from 1 to 3 p.m. This forecast with the latest to show and moves up Park City to maybe Colville. Looking for more storm potential through the afternoon evening time period could put it north end Wasatch Front, Davis, Weber counties by 6. But if the forecast is most accurate, could be by the evening hours and sunset things winding down. Some of those storms could be severe. There's what we call a marginal risk. Lowest threshold, lowest level there. Really strong winds coming in after the threat of lightning and heavy rain. So the day planner in Salt Lake at 79 by noon, only lower to mid 80s for highs today, but that chance of thunderstorms anytime after the noon hour and going up towards tonight as well. St. George upper 90s, a little bit of a breeze could be had, but I think our fireworks are just fine. Wasatch Front Salt Lake on your 4th of July, lower to mid 80s for highs. And a chance of afternoon to evening thunderstorms. Have a pinpoint weather app handy. It'll let you know when and where those storms are if you got those outdoor plans.
Thanks, Devin. One more look at our traffic here. You're looking at I-15, 23rd South, South Salt Lake. Beautiful, clear roads. Nothing to report on our freeways this morning. Brian?
Sounds good, Sarah. The time is 6:18. Disney has found its Little Mermaid, and the new Spider-Man movie is already setting new records. For the latest from Hollywood, here's Jason Nathanson.
Disney has searched the ocean far and wide and found its new Little Mermaid. Halle Bailey will star in the live-action remake of the animated Disney classic. The 19-year-old is half of the R&B duo Chloe and Halle, whose YouTube covers were so popular Beyoncé signed them to her label. It's Bailey's first starring role. She currently co-stars on Freeform's Grownish. Production on the new Little Mermaid starts next year. The new Spider-Man movie already setting records. Spider-Man Far From Home earned $39.2 million opening day, the highest grossing Tuesday of all time. That beats another Spidey, 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man, starring Andrew Garfield, which opened at $35 million.
And welcome to the very first show.
Halfway through the year, Elton John has rocketed to the top of the tour charts. Polestar says his Goodbye Yellow Brick Road tour is the top grossing of 2019 with over $82 million. Pink, right behind him in second. And yes, Happy Birthday America, but also to some celebs, including chart-topping rapper Post Malone, turning 24, and chef and TV personality Andrew Zimmern is 58. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
All right, the time now is 6:19. Coming up, the president is defending conditions at the holding facilities on the U.S. border. Hear why he says they're better than what Democrats are saying. And the question about citizenship may end up on the 2020 census after all. Learn why the president says it must happen.
In this morning's GMA First Look, meet Miss May. This massive 10-foot great white shark was tagged in February by the research group O-Search. Ever since, they've been tracking her every move. And this morning, just in time for 4th of July beachgoers, Miss May is just miles away from the Jersey Shore.
I said to him, it's an 800-pound great white shark.
It bothered me a little bit, but I feel like if we keep her, about knee-deep and whatnot, she should be all right.
Her last ping registering miles off the coast of New Jersey.
White sharks, which typically feed on seals, are being drawn to the areas where there's lots of seal activity. And unfortunately, those areas are also where there's a lot of human activities. It doesn't mean the sharks are here to eat people. They're here to eat seals.
So where is Miss May headed next? We'll be live from the Jersey Shore at 7 a.m. with the answer. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News.
From new love to lifelong friends. Moments together call for America's family favorite. Lipton, live alive.
30% off paints and stains, right? Yes. Well, you know what they say? The early bird gets the best paint.
Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94, June 21st through July 8th. Only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Welcome to Elko, Nevada, the great American West, and a land capable of stretching the limits of your adventure. Elko, Nevada, your adventure starts here. Check us out. We're right here in your backyard.
The rush of the ride echoed laughter in the distance. Not a cloud in the sky. This is what summer looks like. Can you taste it? Can you see it? Can you hear it? This is what summer feels like.
I suffered from back pain, knee pain, my shins, my heels, everything.
My back started hurting because my hips weren't aligned. Everything about my gait was messed up.
It can start at your feet and cause problems with your hips and your knees, and just because it's not all aligned. I didn't even know the arch supports existed until I got them, and I was like, where were these all my life?
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
A new setback for President Trump's plan to build a border wall. An appeals court has ruled the government cannot use Pentagon money for the project. Meanwhile, we're seeing images from inside the detention centers along the border. It comes as President Trump defends conditions migrants are facing. ABC's Janae Norman has more.
These are the newest images from inside those migrant detention centers. These, drawn by children separated from their parents. They show people behind bars and in cages. But this morning, days after images were released by a government watchdog showing adults crammed into standing room only cells for up to 1 week, President Trump has a new message saying, if illegal immigrants are unhappy, just tell them not to come. And the president claiming the migrants are living, quote, far better than they were in their native countries.
Our men and women on the border have been doing an incredible job with limited resources.
The president's acting Secretary of Homeland Security speaking out on Fox News last night, praising the work of border agents and blaming Congress for not providing aid fast enough. The acting secretary is also denying claims by Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that migrants were told to drink water from a toilet.
The women in that cell had access to a 5-gallon jug of water with cups right outside the door of their cell, which was not locked.
On Capitol Hill, House Democrats are set to hold a hearing next week on conditions at these facilities, which critics have called inhumane amid reports that some migrants have gone 15 days without showers. The conditions sparking these protests in several major cities this week. Activists pointing out that people seeking asylum are not illegal immigrants. It is legal to seek asylum. Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
The time now is 6:25. A question about citizenship on the U.S. Census may be making a comeback. Earlier this week, Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross and the DOJ said a citizenship question would not be on the 2020 census. And they started printing those questionnaires. But things changed yesterday. President Trump tweeted, quote, fake. We are absolutely moving forward as we must.
The president, for whatever reason, either did not accept or did not fully understand what his staff was saying about not going forward with this.
Now, the Justice Department now says it will examine if the government can include the citizenship question while keeping with the Supreme Court's ruling that says citizenship data should not appear on the census because the Trump administration did not provide a good enough reason to add it.
Now to the nation's capital, where preparations are underway for President Trump's controversial 4th of July Salute to America celebration. Armored combat vehicles, military flyovers, and jumbotrons will all be a part of the massive production. But this morning, there are new questions about the price tag for the historic event and the fireworks donor that lobbied the president on tariffs. ABC's Mona Kosarabdi is in Washington with more.
It will be the show of a lifetime, President Trump has promised on Twitter ahead of his extravagant 4th of July celebration. A costly production Trump has also promised will be worth the expense. An array of military hardware on display at the Lincoln Memorial, including tanks that have already been ushered in. The Salute to America spectacle will also include multiple military flyovers and an extended fireworks show topped off with a speech from the commander-in-chief himself.
And we're going to have planes going overhead, the best fighter jets in the world, and other planes too.
But the event is setting off more than pyrotechnic devices. It's also sparking backlash from critics who accuse the president of staging a glorified campaign rally and turning the celebration into a partisan event. The event is free, but the White House has given VIP tickets to the Republican National Committee and top donors. Congressman and 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Seth Moulton calling Trump's celebration, quote, un-American.
It reminds me of the Soviet Union. It's unpatriotic because militarism is not what American patriotism is about.
As for the price tag, neither the administration nor the Pentagon has disclosed what the cost will be to taxpayers, but ABC News has learned the National Park Service is reportedly diverting $2.5 million from improvement projects. President Trump adding overnight the fireworks have been donated and the cost will, quote, be very little compared to what it's worth. And the $750,000 worth of fireworks were donated by an Ohio company that lobbied the president last month to hold off on new tariffs on China. The president announced he would do so the same day he announced the donation. Mona Kosaramdi, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up, trade talks are set to resume with China. But how do the tariffs against the United States and China affect people here in Utah? We sit down with our business experts.
Plus, Boeing is making a big promise to the families of 737 plane crash victims. We'll tell you how much money they're giving in our GMU Business Report.
As we head to the break, here's a live look outside from our Southern Utah University camera network, waiting for the sun to come up this morning in Utah's Dixie. Devin Lucy will tell us what the weather's looking like for your 4th of July right after this.
Planning a dinner party? Figure out how much food you need with the Guestimator at SaveTheFood.com. Shop the outlet inside RC Willey for clearance savings on closeouts and discontinued items.
I'm a warthog with Utah's Hogle Zoo. I usually play a villain, but I'm actually a softie. Always get typecast based on my looks.
Warthogs. See them in the movie, but they're better in real life. Now at Utah's Hogle Zoo.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever, just in time for summer. There's our exclusive Reputation, a high-mileage premium passenger tire we believe has the quietest, most comfortable ride ever. Or our exceptionally quiet and smooth all-season traction tire, the Open Range AT. Get up to $150 instant rebate on 4 backcountry MT or AT tires or $50 on 4 road control passenger tires. Book an appointment today at LesSchwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Del Taco has fresh faves boxes for $4, $5, and $6. Wait, what? And now there's a new craveable combo box featuring a melty queso crunch taco and all this too? What a box. Another better box is here, only at Del Taco.
Hey, I'm Tracy Morgan, and I'm hosting the ESPYs this year. Let's do this!
Celebrate the year's biggest moments in sports. The ESPYs, live Wednesday, 7 Central on ABC.
I feel like a big donut.
Time now for your pinpoint weather forecast first on ABC4 News.
Good morning, Utah. Happy 4th of July on your Thursday at 6:30 in the morning here in Moab. First bit of daylight in the sunrise over the Colorado River and 68 to where we stand. Salt Lake City in the Wasatch Front, 60 degrees and some 50s in some of the cooler spots. Tooele Valley, 52. South Jordan and Sandy down to 55 this morning. High temperatures today, much cooler than where we've been. Lower to mid-80s today, but it's a chance of storms. That's the one that could have the biggest effect on your day, especially for the outdoor plans. We're going to track in time where storms are most likely and also the risk that some of those could be severe. I'll let you know what that means in Utah's most accurate forecast in the 6:30 half hour of Good Morning Utah on this 4th of July.
Live from Utah's first TV station, Good Morning Utah at 6:30 starts now.
Before we get to your top headlines, let's take a look at the traffic. We're looking at I-15 northbound, 66 south in Midvale. Smooth sailing, beautiful roads this morning on our Independence Day.
And now here are the top 4 stories we're following for your 4th of July. The brush fire shut down part of a road overnight in Salt Lake City at 7th South and 44th West. Firefighters quickly put that fire out. They say because of initial reports, they believe someone started this fire. Salt Lake firefighters are staying on scene to confirm what caused it. And police in Bluffdale trying to catch a thief suspected of stealing $18,000 of tools and supplies. Surveillance images released yesterday captured the man going into the Bluffdale business back in May. The suspect is described as a white man in his mid-20s wearing all black with a dark baseball cap. If you have any information, call Bluffdale Police. Their number is right there, 801-254-2000. And a West Jordan motorcycle officer is recovering from a crash with an SUV. A witness tells ABC4 the officer and his partner were lane filtering at the intersection of 90th South and Bangerter Highway, riding between moving cars. One officer made it through the narrow gap, but the other didn't. We're told the officer has been released from the hospital, and South Jordan police are handling the investigation. And how about strapping up your snow gear and going skiing today? Believe it or not, you can do it today at Snowbird. The ski resort will open just for a few hours before it wraps up the season. Snowbird averages more than 500 inches of snow per year, but this winter, Snowbird got 700 inches. So if you want to hit the slopes before your barbecue or you go boating, the upper mountain is open from 8 a.m. to noon. Who knew you can do all three at once? Well, more on the forward following coming up in about 10 minutes.
Business news now. Boeing is making a big promise to support the families of the victims of those deadly plane crashes, and sales are slumping for a big car maker. Here's your GMU business report.
Boeing is now promising $100 million in financial support for the families and communities affected by two deadly crashes of 737 MAX jets. This is in addition to the talks it plans to hold to settle legal claims from dozens of family members of the victims of the crashes in Ethiopia and Indonesia. And Samsung is expected to announce that its second quarter profits took a hit. Early data shows that shipments of memory cards made by Samsung fell sharply after Chinese tech giant Huawei was hit by sanctions that prevented selling to the company. Plus, Ford sales are falling. The number 2 U.S. automaker says second quarter sales dropped nearly 3% in the first 6 months of the year. The car division saw sales plummet over 22%, while SUV sales were down a little over 2%. And Regal Cinemas is reportedly ready to get into the subscription business. Variety says the theater chain will start offering plans later this month to let customers see as many movies as they want. Rival AMC already has a similar ticket subscription